stuff like that.
Okay.
So I did register an EIN number, and I got to register with the state of Georgia. I know, but I had questions. I know that you say your specialty is like Airbnbs, and you like small offices. I think that's what I heard.
Right.
And I know you got a lot of contracts everywhere, but I think that's what you said your specialty is. My question is, how do you get contractors? How do you hire contractors?
Okay. So, first of all, I want to ask you, what makes you just want to hire the contractors?
Well, I don't. I just know I have a lot of. I live in Lithonia, Atlanta. I know a lot of people with rich people. Rich people know rich people.
Right.
And I know once I get so much support, I can't be in 5 places at one time, and I don't want to overwhelm myself. I have a couple of relatives that assist me, because my thing is residential. I like residential, although I'm looking to branch out on other venues and stuff.
Right.
But I noticed that you say you have employees and contractors to go in and do certain jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So if I needed to contact them, how did you go about doing so?
Okay, so the reason why I asked you why did you want specifically contractors is because you basically have a choice. You can hire employees, or you can hire contractors, and it all depends on the type of contract that you have. It's a preference type thing. I hire contractors for certain contracts that I have. So let's say I have a apartment complex, right? I might need to hire a contractor to come in there and shampoo the carpets. I might need to hire a contractor to come in and paint the walls. And I might have a employee come in and do the cleaning, and work hourly. So it just kind of that's an example for you. You know what I mean? It depends on the type of account that you're going after. You know what I mean? And I guess your question is like, how do you find these people? You can find contractors or employees all the same way. The way I find my people is I find them off of Craigslist. I find them off of Zip Recruiter. I find them off of Indeed, and how you find them is how you, whatever you're writing in your description has to be talking to that person.
Okay, got it.
Right. So if I'm looking for an independent contractor, then my description, I would say I'm looking for an independent contractor for move in, move out cleaning, and then have the description of the work and stuff like that. So that description is going to attract an independent contractor.
Oh, okay, got it.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay.
Now there are situations where you can hire a employee. A lot of people, they come in here with the employee mindset. And if I really need an independent contractor for that position, I'll just explain to them that, hey, I know you're coming in here wanting a 9-to-5, but this isn't a 9-to-5 type thing. This is an independent contractor position. You will not get taxed on this position. You'll get a 1099 at the end of the year. And then I just explain to them what an independent contractor is. I tell them that you have to have your own supplies. You have to have your own insurance. You have to be totally independent, because it's no different than hiring another company, another cleaning company, basically. They're just individual cleaning companies, basically. So if they came in with the employee mindset like that, they think they're, applying for a 9-to-5 job, I explain to them the position, and it's up to them to make the choice whether they want to, do independent contractor. Then I tell them what they need to have in order to be an independent contractor to qualify for that position.
Okay, because the 1099 is whereas You don't do taxes and stuff. That's what tax purpose.
Yeah, we don't take any taxes out of that. So you have to make this stuff clear to people that don't understand. So I always tell them when they come into a meeting for an interview, always tell them if I'm hiring for independent contractor, I explain to them the difference. I ask them, hey, do you know the difference between independent contractor and an employee? They mostly all the time say no. And it's up to you to explain that to them so that they're not confused at the end of the year when they're looking for a W-2, to get taxes back, and then they have to figure out they have to pay taxes at the end of the year.
Right.
So you just kind of got to explain that to them, and it's up to them whether they want to say yay or nay to it,
Right.
Or you can have employee positions available for them. And then that'll be like a hourly pay. Just remember that employees get paid hourly.
Right.
And independent contractors get paid by the unit.
Okay.
So if I owe you $120, that's what you get. You get a check for $120. Yeah, no taxes will come out. But employees, they get paid by the hour. So it's like, if I'm paying you for a unit and you stay in there for 7 hours, I got to pay you $15 an hour for those 7 hours you were just in there.
Right.
And it don't matter whether you did the work or not.
Right. Stay in there, you have to pay.
Because you're paying them for their time. So at that point, you got to be really strict with these employees when you're buying someone's time, because a lot of times they tend to take advantage of the time. They do what we call ride the clock. And if you're only getting paid a certain amount of money, you can't afford for nobody to ride your clock. You're a new business owner. So, when you're dealing with employees, that's just one of the tough things. You just have to be strict on the time. Tell them, look, it only take you 4 hours to do this. Okay, I've been doing this all year, and it only took me 4 hours. So it's going to take you 4 hours to complete this unit. And if it's taking them longer than whatever the time frame is, they're not a good fit for that unit.
Okay, got it. You're right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else did I have to ask you? I love your story. Your story is so phenomenal and encouraging.
Thank you.
And inspiring for people. My background is really law enforcement. I was a police officer. I have 2 boys. I'm 52, and I'm tired of working for people.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, I do a lot of things for friends and family, like when they need to move, or they always call me. Always.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I don't like y'all. In a way, I'm like, just get out the way. Let me do my systematic thing. Even when they move, or if they're coming into some place, or they just need their house clean and stuff like that. And I've been doing that since I was maybe, I think I was 9 years old, 10, when I painted my mother's kitchen for her birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've always been into that, and I started to do it some years ago, and I just was like, no, I'm not doing it. But right now, it's like, okay, I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great opportunity. Now is a better time than ever, I think, because of all of the we have a lot of advantage right now, being that we have the internet. We didn't have the internet back in the day, but nowadays we have so many programs and so many apps to help us out now. It's easy. The hard part is being disciplined. It really is. Like, the hard part is the whole consistency part, and people just keeping the motivation to want to go. That's really the big thing nowadays.
Okay.
It's not difficult to do, but it is difficult to be disciplined and get up every morning to fight for this thing. But it is challenging. You're going to deal with bad employees. You're going to deal with clients that just nitpick, and you're going to lose clients, and you're going to go through so much. It's just up to you to realize that this thing is really worth fighting for, because this is what pulled me and my 5 children out of the projects, which made me just fight even harder, because I was like, wow, it's not like I did this because I had a passion for cleaning, for crying out loud. I started cleaning because I had no choice because of my background. I was forced to do this.
Right.
I couldn't do anything else. And then like my experience was mostly on cleaning. So why not start a cleaning business? You know what I mean? So that's
Right.
what pushed me to do this. But I quickly realized that this is the way out.
Yeah.
This was the way out
Yeah.
for me. And ever since I've never had to work for anybody else. I never will. I don't frown upon it because if I lost everything that I have now and I had to resort back to going back to working for somebody, I would, but not for very long,
Right.
because now I
Right.
have the knowledge. So, once you get that knowledge on how to make six figures, man, nobody could take that away from you.
I know. I looked at your story on how to handle bad employees. That's when your daughter came in. I think it was her birthday or something.
Yeah.
And I just laughed. I was like, this is too funny. And then you had to go back and, edit your video. But I've seen that one. I've been watching AJ Simmons, a young lady named Angel Richardson. I think she don't do it anymore, but she did it like some years ago.
Okay.
At Baltimore. But you, AJ, and it's somebody else, I forget. But so I've been trying to do my research and making my business plan and everything. So I just wanted to get some insights on, how to just jump out there. And I know one time you say you'll go somewhere and they'll say, we already have a cleaning service. You said, well, okay, just in case you need to back up.
Right.
And you gladly smile and leave.
Right.
And
right.
Again.
Right.
So, yeah. So your engines of networking and marketing yourself is just phenomenal to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just love you. I do. That's like,
thank you.
Oh my God.
Take key.
Off the chain.
Awesome. Well, yeah, that's exactly what you have to do, man, because a lot of people, I coach people daily, and you'll be amazed how many people, they feel some type of way whenever people say no, they already have a cleaner, or they just say no, we don't need you, or we're good, or whatever. Like, don't ever take that stuff to heart. Those people don't know you from a can of paint. They don't know you. They a lot of times they just want to get you out of the way. But it's important for you to go on there and sell yourself. You sell you to them. So that's what I've mastered, just selling myself. I sell myself to them before they even get to see how our service is. They're buying into me in my flyer and my conversation with them. So if you're a good salesperson, you can go in there with your flyer, man, and smile, have a nice warm conversation with them. And don't be so pushy with it. Like, it's cool.
Right.
If they need a cleaner at that point, I trust them, believe me. They will take your information. They will be calling you the next day. Because it's just up to you to walk into that and talk to that right person. You know what I'm saying? But you being shy and stuck inside the car and scared of the no is going to affect your cash flow. I can promise you that. So you got to get out there. Yeah, you just got to get out there and grind.
I'm a people person. I'm a people person. So I'm 6'2", was they say 6'3", I say 6'2". So I carry myself well, and I know how to talk to people, even with rejections. Because I used to work for this financial company, a car dealership, and we had to de-escalate irate phone calls. And I was, so I kind of got that. I think I'll be okay with that, the rejection part, because I have thick skin. So also, even with the other question I had, so mine is Sweeping Beauty LLC, Sweeping Beauty Cleaning Service at LLC. So with an LLC, I was going to ask you, I know I need general liability insurance, correct?
Yes.
Do I need to be bonded?
It would be a smart thing to get bonded. But for me, I've never been bonded before. I'm not even going to lie. I've never been bonded, not unless one of my clients requested us to be bonded, because it different strokes for different folks. It really depends on the contracts that you have. I have a lot of move outs and I have a lot of Airbnbs. So with those type of contracts, they don't request for you to get bonded. a lot of times.
Okay.
Now, I've had a contract in the past. It was a contract at the mall where they wanted us to be bonded. I mean, it's the mall, for crying out loud. And,
Right.
and if you send your people in there and they rob the place, these people want to be protected. So, it's different strokes for different folks. It depends on the type of contracts you're doing. Depends on if you're doing residential. What if you send somebody in there and they rob the people, take the jury and stuff like that. I actually had that happen to me before.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, when I first started my company, it was named Georgia's Heavenly Cleaners, and I sent someone in there to do a residential clean, and the client called me just shaking, and she was just in a wreck. She was like, "Hey, your lady just stole from me. Like, she just completely robbed me. She took all my diamonds, all my jewelry." She said, "I literally had to run after this girl and get my stuff back." So I was like, "Oh my God." And then, I told the lady to call the cops, call the police. So I came over there, and then when I spoke with the officers was like, "Did you do a background check on her?" And I was like, "No." And this lady had a rap sheet of stealing. So this was a learning lesson for me. I was a new business owner, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And it's the funny thing is, I would have never known, because she was the sweetest, person. She didn't. It's not like they come with a look.
Right.
She was the sweetest looking person. She was motivated and everything. I wouldn't have never expected that. And this happened on a Thursday. Payday was Friday. Like, we get paid on Friday. So I was like all the way confused. Like, damn, but you never know who you're hiring and sitting in those people's houses. The client actually wanted me to pay a lot of money for that jewelry that she stole, and it was a mess. So it depends on your contracts. If you're going to do residential, it would be smart to go ahead and get bonded.
Okay.
And do your background checks on your people.
Yeah, I know. I got a lot of police officer friends I'm still in contact with.
Awesome.
And I told two of them, it's like, well, just let me know, they call me Pebbles. Let us know what you need. I'm like, okay. And y'all know, because I might have to have some people, and I don't know what they, everybody have a sales person first before you actually see what's behind that. So, yeah. I plan on doing that. If I have to hire somebody, well, my family, the two cousins I have, one my cousin, one my sister-in-law. So I know they're good. They're cool. But I'm just outside of that family circle. I definitely would have to do a background check, and I got that on lock. So.
Yes, definitely. So it really depends. Like I said, it depends on your contract. So, you just go out there and you fight for those contracts first. They'll let you know what you need to have.
Okay.
And I just became a master of telling my insurance broker to match whatever they need. You know what I mean? So when you win a contract, I usually tell them to send me a sample certificate, insurance certificate. And that way I can send that sample insurance certificate to my insurance broker, and I can tell them to match it. Hey, I got a new contract coming in, and they said that I have to have these requirements. I need you to match this. If I don't have it, how much is it? Let me know how much more I have to pay to match their requirements. And then I'll do it. And a lot of times I don't have to pay it right away. He'll just bill me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's not that difficult, but just keep that in mind. That's how it's gonna go.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it. I did see that thing. I remember I saw one of your videos. You say get a website, pay for the domain, so when you get reviews, you can have that engine of marketing also. I know word of mouth is good too, but like you said, social media is like the key for us in this millennium.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. You're definitely going, everything is moving to social media now, so that's where our businesses have to go. We got to be everywhere. Social media
Oh,
is, you need to have a business Facebook account, a business LinkedIn account. You need to have a business IG account, every platform, try to get on there. Nextdoor, Craigslist, um, you got no, I already said LinkedIn. You got Bark.com you can advertise off of, Thumbtack, you know.
okay.
I can't vouch for Home Advisor because I really don't know too many people that had success off of that for me to
Okay.
vouch for it. But yeah, you want to be all over the internet. You definitely have to have a Google My Business account.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what my brother said last night.
Yeah.
Business. Okay.
A Google My Business account. You got to have that because that's the account that everybody's going to find you off of on Google.
Okay.
And you'll eventually be running your ads off of that.
Okay. And how much is that? Is it roughly, how do you think? Is it a fee for this?
Yeah, it really depends on you,
Okay.
on how much you want to spend. You could spend 500. It goes by your budget.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? So you just move the little meter around. If you wanted to spend $100 a month, or 200, or 500, or $1,000 a month, you
Okay.
just you determine how much you want to spend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good information.
Yep.
Okay. And okay, I think that's it. Somebody told me I can go to some website to find like um equip supplies. I think somebody did a video on that. I think it was AJ.
Okay. To find
Yeah.
what?
Like the supplies, cleaning supplies. You start off kit.
Oh yeah. AJ Simmons actually has a starter kit that you can go on his page and you can purchase, where he has
Okay.
everything you would need for a cleaning business is right there in that starter kit.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's why I saw that.
Yeah.
Yes. Friday. I think I saw that video Friday. I think.
Yep.
Okay. And then so okay. All right. I think that was it.
Okay. All righty. If that was it, I hope I was able to answer all of your questions, ma'am.
You surely did. Yeah, I appreciate all your information, expertise, and yeah, and your
Okay.
Step out on faith and just go for it.
Yeah, man. It's about that time. And I always like to close it out with, experience is his best teacher. Like, people don't understand. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to just jump.
Yeah.
Because us coaches, we can coach all day, but hey, experience is really his best teacher. You know what I mean? Like, I had to really get out there and get the experience to learn that it's certain things I really don't care for doing. Like, I don't like construction cleaning. I know now, but in the beginning, when I started, I was advertising for everything. I was like, hey, I just want to get a contract. So we do it all.
Right.
So I was like, we do commercial, residential, restaurants, construction clean. And when I started getting the experience of restaurants and construction and all that, I noticed, like,
Right, what I want to do.
I don't really like this. I don't. I didn't really like it. I had to stay in my lane. I like where I'm at. I like move outs, and I like Airbnbs. When you step out to other areas, you need certain equipment for that. You know what I mean? So you got to think about a lot of other stuff that comes with those territories. And if you don't have the proper equipment, you're not going to be able to do the job properly. So, I figure with Airbnbs, it's so simple. The equipment is just, man, I can get the equipment from, I can get the supplies, from the dollar store. Like we're talking Windex, Fabuloso, air freshener, bleach. You know what I mean? Simple. I like easy, girl, easy. And yeah. Let me get the easy supplies and I can make more money, you know. I like that. I like offices, you know. I don't have to buy all this crazy equipment for office cleaning, you know. So that's where I like to stay at. I like to stay where I'm comfortable at. So, like I said, I had to get the experience to learn that about myself in my company, though. So now that I got the experience, I know my lane, and that's where I'm gonna stay. So that's why I tell people, you know, get the experience first, because some guys when they got the experience after I coached them, they figured I don't like residential. Like the dudes was like, I don't like going to people's house. I don't like their dogs jumping up on me and stuff and petting. I have to pet them and pretend like I like pets when I really don't. You know, so a lot of my guys was like, I like doing construction cleaning, that dirty work. That, you know, that's what you like, baby, to go after what you like. You know what I'm saying? And then some of the dudes, they had experience in stripping and waxing floors. So it only made sense for you to go in that field. You already know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. So if one of my if one of my employees were to call out and he had to strip a floor, for crying out loud, I couldn't go out there and strip no floor, or I couldn't even send my kids out there to do that. You see what I'm saying? So that's the stuff that I'm like, my kids, they work for me, my company. So that's the stuff that I had to think about. You know what I mean? Like if somebody call out, my two daughters, they are the backups, you know. So I had to think of things that they can do. You know, I learned all of that by experience. So experience is his best teacher. Yes.
Okay, that's you're right. That is so true. That is so true. Do you work out of your home or you have an office building?
Oh, I have an office building now.
Okay.
Yes. We actually just moved into a new office. So I'm in my home office. I'm probably gonna wrap up in about 45 minutes and go home. But I have an office and I have a home office as well.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But before I had got my office, I was working out of my home office. You know, I just turned my bedroom into an office. Like a part of my bedroom was an office. And that's where I did all my work out of until I couldn't no more, because I got two babies at home and they are bad, girl. So they're really loud, you know, and they don't care when I'm on the phone. So when I found myself running down the stairs, talking to clients and trying to run outside, getting away from them, I ain't got no shoes on. I'm running outside trying to catch a. I said, "Oh hell no! I gotta get an office." Yeah, them jokers don't care. They would be loud, crying, and oh my god, it was a mess. So one day I just got tired. I said, "Oh, this is it. I'm going to go get an office." And my very first office was actually $450 a month. It was $450. Yeah. So I found this really nice building. I'm in the same building. I'm just in a bigger office now. And I moved 3 times since I've been inside this building. I just keep moving from office to office. But my very first one was only $450 a month. You know, really small space, but I was just happy to have that peace and quiet for me to focus. So you do your work and think and strategize. Right. I needed to have my creative space. So yeah, that's what you need. You know, when it's time to get it. You know what I mean? But the offices, they don't cost that much. But I don't know where you're from, but you should be able to find one for about 500, I would say. I looked up and got 450. He
just said, "Well, we're looking for a house, so a 3-bedroom.
Right.
We don't have no babies. My boys are 36, 35, 26. His is 17, 18. So we don't have any kids, no dogs. Well, I have a dog, but not with me. But so I'm thinking, if I have to, I will. But if I don't, really trying to find a house where I can just have my office at home."
Right.
In one of those bedrooms, or if it has a basement, I don't know what it'll be. But so that's what I'm looking at, just to save some revenue.
Yeah.
And because I don't have, it gives me a hint.
Right. That's awesome. And you got a 3-bedroom, turn one of those into your office. There you go. You also write that off on your taxes.
Yeah, that's what somebody told me yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, what? It's like, girl, that's tax write off. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a tax write off right there. And whenever you get I got my first office actually when I got a contract that paid for it. You know what I'm saying? So when I had got that wonderful contract that was like, I think the contract was like 800 and something a month. I put a contractor in there for them to clean it. I paid the contractor about 400 a month. So the other 4 went to the office. So the office paid for it, except the contract paid for the office. And I didn't, I didn't have to do the work. So that's just kind of how I tell people to look at it. If you find that perfect, and you only could do this when you can afford to do it, because some people, they need the money. I get it when you can't really do it and you need the money, but when you get to that level to where you win that perfect contract that's might be paying you like $1,000 a month or whatever, you could put a contractor in there and have them pay them $500 a month, and then you take the other $5 to pay for your office. You know what I mean? And the office is great because I don't want no strangers coming to my house, and I didn't. I was doing my interviews at the library. That's where I started off doing it at. But I noticed when I got my building, got inside this building, people took it a little bit more seriously. Like they would actually show up to the interviews a little bit more because it was in an office facility, I guess, versus being at the library. At the library, okay. You know what I mean? Yeah, so with the COVID, I don't want all that travel. You're right. I think about all of that. Yeah. So just little things to think about. Okay. Well, I truly appreciate you, Miss Johnson. I love you to death. So let me see it. Well, we're thinking about getting married in either September or August. Okay. Hopefully, I got kind of cold feet, but so I will be a Johnson too. His name is Johnson. Okay. Congratulations. Yeah, girl. Welcome to the family. I know, right? Her name is Johnson. I'll be a Johnson too. That's right, Miss Johnson. Well, I surely appreciate you so much. Okay. I do. And if I need to get another consultation, I'm definitely gonna hit you up and keep reaching out to you as much as possible. Okay. And I just thank you for everything. All right. I thank you as well. You just reach out if you ever get stuck again. I'll be more than happy. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay, I really appreciate that. All righty. You have a good one. You too. Thank you. All right.